Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Mystical Monday. Hey. All right, everybody. It is Monday. It is 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in some places, but if you're like me on Mountain Time, it is 6:00 p.m. We are here on this Monday night. We're getting in this chat, getting ready for Mystical Monday. I'm going to set it up and let you guys come on in the room. Come on in. Hold on. Let's get everybody together. It is 6:00 p.m. All right, we got it. There we go. All right, everybody, come on in this chat because we got a lot to talk about tonight. A lot to talk about. For those of you who are joining me for the first time, my name is Dr. Dawn. I am an intuitive guide and spiritual messenger and your host for Mystical Monday Live. Here they go. Everybody's coming in. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. We are getting things together tonight. Is everybody having a good day today so far? The day is pretty much over. Hello. Hello, hello. Everybody let me know if you can hear me okay. Got a different microphone adjustment. There we go. See if you can hear me okay. You guys let me know. Hello to you too. Let me know in the chat if I sound okay. This is a different microphone, so we're going to keep trying it till we get it right. And I'll try not to yell you guys' head off. I was listening to myself last week, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm loud. They didn't tell me I was that loud. I didn't know that microphone was picking it up like that. Yeah, hello. Sounds great so far. Okay, thank you. If I get too loud, you guys tell me, say, bring it down, Dr. Dawn, because y'all know I get excited. I get real excited. Hello. Relaxing and allowing from Antioch, California. Well, all right, California, you in the house. Thank you for joining us. Oh, yeah, good. You guys said sounds perfect. Y'all, it's trial and error over here. You know, I told y'all with this social media thing, you literally have to teach yourself a lot of the times. And so I'm constantly teaching, rearranging, organizing, reconfiguring. And so I thank you guys for, always hanging in there with me. You guys are very patient and understanding. So I appreciate that. So look, you guys, oops, turned off my chat. There we go. Last week was a little different, right? In that we had Alexis Nicole on here with us, the Glamour Witch. That was very different. You guys actually seemed to enjoy that because it was different. I was very proud of myself because I felt my spiritual growth just by asking her to come on my platform, because had that been 10 years ago, I may not have been comfortable enough to do that because I was still not comfortable in my skin. So after that episode, I applauded myself because I literally had no fear or discomfort or anything like that, because I'm in such a different place of awareness. And I understand now that we are all pretty much mirrors of each other. And so although people may look at her, saying she's a witch as something demonic, or, there's something dark or something, to hear her speak in the aspect of, how she's a healer, and to put it in context as it relates to witchcraft and how we perceive witches. I am so glad she's so far along in her journey that she feels comfortable speaking to everybody about it, because it wasn't easy for her at one point to speak her truth. And so we're all kind of learning that everybody, no matter what your title is, we're all kind of operating under the same guise as a lot of us as healers and moving the planet forward into the new dimension, which is with the awareness that, hey, it's a whole lot of us existing here with multiple or different soul journeys. And so no one person is better or less than the other. We're all coexisting and learning and evolving together. So I am excited about that episode. I got a guest coming next week. You guys are going to be excited. Well, I don't know if you'll be excited, but I think you'll be pleasantly pleased. I actually asked her to come on as a result of a repost that I did of her on my Instagram. It was so many comments in the comments section, and everybody was so immersed in what she was doing. I said, well, let me reach out to her. And I did. And she said, I'm coming. I'm not telling you who it is, dog. Y'all got to wait till next week and see. But I think you'll enjoy her. I think you'll enjoy her because people enjoyed her in the comments on social media. So I think that's how I'm kind of gauging it with you guys. I'm kind of reposting people that I feel connected and aligned to, and I'm enjoying their messages to get the feel of how you guys feel about this person, so I can then connect with them and bring them on this platform so we can get to know them more intimately. I like that format better. Let me go. You guys tell me what you think in the chat, but I think that would be ideal, because this social media thing is changing the framework. Celebrities, I told you guys, we are the celebrities, the people who are here in the mass population or in the collective. We're the celebrities now. And so it's all about spotlighting, highlighting, and showcasing other individuals who are collectively aligned with kind of what we're doing over here on Mystical Monday. And that's what I'm doing. And I'll do it until they tell me no. Now, I have asked some people, and they have said, no, I'm not doing any collaborations, or they don't get back to me or respond, or they look at the number of subscribers I have and it doesn't really benefit them. So they're like, nah. I mean, I get that too. I have reached out and gotten that, but that's okay, because I always look at it as they weren't meant to be on this platform when that happens. So, okay, your loss, right? So, okay. I got all that out the way. I just wanted to let you guys know that, so you'll tune in next Monday. And so let's get into tonight's topic. You guys are stuck with me tonight. No guest, just Dr. Dawn. And so when I was kind of figuring out what I was going to talk about tonight, I said, you know what? We always have to do a check-in. It is so important as we continue on this journey that we're constantly doing a check-in within ourselves. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about that a little more in depth, because I've mentioned this before in the past, but I need to mention it again with a little more spice to it. So I want to let you guys know, if this information resonates with you, or you like information in this video, whether you're watching the live or the replay, please click the like button. I would love for you to do that. Also, you guys, I want to mention that my channel is now monetized. Yay. YouTube sent me a little analytics statement, and they're like, hey, you do realize you're monetized, right? Like, you haven't had any donations well, I did. I had 3 so far. I had 3 donations. So they're saying, we just want to remind you to keep up, the monetization part. Now, I hope they wasn't telling me to keep it up because they'll take it away if I don't use it. But, I just want to make you guys aware that there's that little dollar sign, I think, at the bottom where you could click and donate. I think $1 or something like that. I don't know, y'all, but just want to make you guys aware, because it took me a little while to get to the point where I was eligible to monetize. So I'm just don't want them to take it away. All right. Okay. So now let's get into this check-in with ourselves, because you guys, I want you to understand that the reality is changing. I told you guys 2 episodes back, I think, I know that I've shifted timelines. I can tell, because my entire existence now is different. The people I'm communicating with now is different. The outlook and the goals that I have in terms of my day-to-day, very different. Okay. When I switched timelines, the first thing I did was what? I offered a free course on intuition, because my new timeline was in alignment with that's needed at that point on the timeline. The mass collective needs to get more connected to and comfortable with their intuition at this time. And I was guided to give or do a free course on that. That was a result of me shifting timelines. So for all of you who thanked me for offering the course, thank the universe for getting me in the awareness that I had shifted, and it was time to do that as a result of not just my shift, but the shift of the collective. Okay. So when we talk about checking in with ourselves, we literally mean that our reality has changed or is changing, and that we should constantly stay in communication with ourself, aka our higher self. So without getting into quantum physics too much, because we did an episode on that, but I want you guys to understand, if you're wanting to shift timelines, you have to command your intention to a higher timeline. That's kind of what I did. I knew that I was stagnant, that I had been hanging out in the same reality for too long. And I felt in that frequency that we recently had with the result of a lot of the moon cycles, the solar flash, whole lot going on. It was pushing me to say, okay, this is it. It's time to go to the next timeline. All right. So I intentionally set the concept that I'm ready to go to a higher timeline. I'm ready to go to the next timeline and pull back to change the one that I'm on. Remember, we talked about that in another live. We talked about how you're existing already on another plane, in another dimension, on another parallel plane, and how you can cause changes on this current timeline based on your future timeline or your alternate timeline. All right. So I'm bringing this up because a lot of you are saying you're stuck, or saying you want to move, or saying you feel like moving, but now you got to do a little bit of work to get to that point. All right. So here, I don't want you guys to wait for cause and effect. And let me tell you what that means. So I'm going to use the example of money, because that's a good one to use, because everybody can relate to wanting more money or wanting more wealth. Let's do that. A lot of you are saying, I'm going to, when I become a millionaire, or when I win the lottery, let's do the lottery. When I win the lottery, I'm going to move to, let's just say, Hawaii, and I'm going to lay out on the beach every day and enjoy the water. Okay, let's just say that's what you're saying. You're waiting to win the lottery so that you can go to Florida or Hawaii and be on the beach, okay? Because you're waiting for these millions and millions of dollars, okay? That's cause and effect. Like, you have the lottery win, and then you will do something else. That's what I mean by cause and effect. You can't do that when you are shifting timelines. You can't wait on it. You can't say, I'll do this when, or I'll feel this way after blank, blank, blank happens. You can't do that when you're changing timelines. That's cause and effect. You have to literally put the action in motion, because your action will defeat and break the program. What program? The matrix program that has you on that timeline that you don't want to be on. So let's take my same example of winning the lottery. I'm not going to go to Hawaii until I win the lottery and I get my millions, and I can not work, and I can lay on the beach as long as I want, and I don't have to worry about when I'm coming back and all that. Let's say that's what I'm trying to create in this new timeline. Well, since I'm not doing cause and effect, where I'm waiting on something to happen so that I can then experience something, then the way you defeat the program by putting action in motion is you do it like this. You say, I want to go to Hawaii. Let me see what is the least expensive way I can do that. Or let me see what's out there in terms of packages, plans, how I can fund it, which island I should go to. You're defeating the program, because now you're doing action. You're putting action into what you're trying to create on your timeline. You're not waiting. You're actually moving towards it. Now, you may not have a dime in your pocket. You may not even have any money coming in the very near future to pay for Hawaii, but you're putting the effort, action, and energy and direction into letting the universe know, I'm getting the motion going. I'm getting the timeline in the position to start moving by my direct action now. So take what you're trying to manifest. And if it's, I'm using money, but it's usually money or a partner, a significant other. People are always trying to find those two things. Those are my biggest two things I find in my sessions. Thank you, Angel Face, for the donation. Money and relationships and health. Those are the three things that people are usually trying to create on their current timeline. If your timeline requires you to wait on something, like ladies, you say you want a man or a spouse or, a partner in your life, but you say, oh, I'm not going to, try to actively seek till I lose weight. That's what we do, till I lose weight, or until my kids get grown, or until it's always an until I. If you're doing that, you're not moving the timeline. Another way to do that would be, oh, I'm looking to have someone in my life in this moment. I'm working on me, and I want someone to meet me where I am in my journey. So let me look at how to connect at someone where I am in my journey. Oh, I'm trying to lose weight. Let me go to the gym. Let me put myself out there. Let me see who is available and connected with me at that level where I am. Okay. You may not meet anybody at the gym. You may feel self-conscious. You may not even like anybody at the gym, but you're putting the energy in motion saying, hey, I'm ready. I'm ready now. Start the process to get what I'm asking for to me. Okay. So you got to understand, and you guys, again, let me know if I'm getting too loud. I'm trying to keep it leveled. Okay. Cause I know I'm yelling at y'all most of the time. You have to let the universe know, not by asking, not by begging, not by saying, please, 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 but you just remind the universe by saying, remember you told me, remember we talked about me becoming a millionaire? It's coming, right? Like, I know it's coming. I ain't even playing with your universe. I know it's coming. I'm excited to see how you're going to bring it to me. See, when you do that, you break the program and you break the cause and effect energy. Usually we do it the other way and we say, come on, universe, I'm waiting. Come on, universe, don't forget about me. Universe, where is it? Universe, what's happening? Universe, like we do it like that. Universe is not going to respond to that because that's the program. That's how the program is set up. The program is set up to have you literally begging. Beg all you want. That don't mean nothing because you receive in your energy field and your experience where you are, not what you want. I'm going to say that again. When you are trying to attract something, you attract where you are, not what you want. So if in the case of the lottery, you want millions, but you're in a lack mind state and lack frequency, you ain't getting it. Okay. If you want a significant other or a spouse in your life, okay, and you're in a low self-esteem or low self-worth, you ain't getting it. Do you see? So the universe gives you where it gets to you where you are. It don't care about what you're saying you want. It gets to you where you are. The way you trick the universe, the way you trick it. I like this little hack. This little hack is you say what I just told you. Universe, you're tripping. Like, I know it's coming. I can't wait till it's come. I don't know how you're going to send it to me, but I know it's coming. Don't forget now. I know you ain't forget, universe. Don't forget, because I know you remember all things and you have not forgot about me. And I'm just anxiously awaiting with like huge anticipation because I know it's going to be good the way you're going to bring it to me. That's how you do it, because the universe recognizes, this is a frequency in motion. It's already in motion. She's already feeling like we did it for her. We got to do it now. We have to do it. Jumping, shifting timelines. You shift it in that moment. You shift it. The universe says we got to do it. We got to do it because she's waiting on it. And she's anxiously awaiting on it and anticipating it. So we got to make it happen. Okay? That's the timeline shift, setting the intention to move it ahead. Don't do like we've previously done, as I just mentioned, and beg and wait and pout and constantly, remind the universe and get frustrated and like, that's not going to do it, because you're going to get more of that. You're going to get more of that because that's in alignment and synonymous with the matrix program, which is to keep you suppressed. And literally, I don't want to use slavery for a lack of better words. Let me use something else, but to keep you suppressed in thinking that you cannot have what you want and always begging, needing, and lacking in a lack mindset. That's the program. We want to do the opposite of that now. Okay. All right. How do you stay on this timeline, or how do you move? You got to keep checking in with yourself. And when you check in with yourself, you guys, you're checking in with your inner child. Your inner child. That's where it all goes down, in that inner child. You have to make sure that your inner child is happy. If your inner child ain't happy, ain't nothing getting ready to jump off. Let's talk about this inner child happiness. Because most of us as adults, everybody who usually watches these lives are well over 18. Most of us have forgotten what happiness feels like, looks like. I mean, we don't even know what happiness is. If you asked any of us now, we probably couldn't define it, because it's hard for us to attach a feeling to it. Am I right? Because why? Life has been lifing. It's been lifing us. And many of us have been here well over 20, 30, 40, maybe 50 years. And life has been lifing, and happiness has gone by the wayside. So when you're doing these check-ins, these self check-ins, always make it a point to check in with your inner child. That's who you're checking in with. So for example, for me, I had to check in with my inner child. If you guys notice, on the weekends, I usually don't post on social media, because I gotta step away from that. It's sometimes. And so the weekends is when I really connect with my inner child. I can sit with myself more. I can take a lot more time to kind of focus and pull it apart. And so my inner self went back to my childhood as it relates to me being an older sister and having a younger brother, and the responsibilities that I felt were put on me being the oldest, and how that has pretty much framed who I am as an adult. And so I went back to my inner child, and I talked to her and I said, you know what, girl, have fun. Stop trying to be responsible for making sure that your brother eats, or that he doesn't get in trouble while your mother's at work, or, that your room is cleaned all the time, and that, like, girl, go be a kid. I literally told that to my inner self Saturday. I said, go be a kid, go outside, ride your bike, jump rope. It's okay. Literally, I talked to her, because you can, because why? You exist on parallel planes. So you think because I'm older and mature now that part of me doesn't exist. She still exists. She's on a different plane. And so all you got to do is reach back to your child self and talk to your child self. Start doing a check-in of where you notice in your inner child that there's some discrepancies, if you will. and that was a discrepancy for me. Learning how to let my hair down, be carefree, be a child, have fun, like laugh, not be so concerned. Like, I was an adult all the time. That has been big for me. I know it because it's in my awareness. I could go on a vacation now, and it takes so much for my husband to say, okay, relax. Let go. It's okay. Like, my mind is always going. I always got a lot of things on my mind, no matter where I am or what I'm doing. And to get it still and in a place of freedom and release has been difficult for me in the past. Has been. Y'all, it ain't hard now. It is not hard now. Baby, I took my dog out today and we raced. I raced my dog to see if I could run faster than my dog. Now, I was on something, but that was that inner child check-in. My inner child said, girl, run. Go run with that dog. Go have fun. See if you can outrun a four-legged animal. I dare you. And so here I am, a couple of joint pains later and a little soreness, but I did it. And I was so proud of myself. That's that inner child check-in. That's how I know I've shifted timelines, because Dawn wouldn't do that before. She would not do that. She would be like, you can't take him off his leash. You can't run side by side. He may run off. Like, I'm all on the ifs and what could happen. But that inner child said, let it go. It's all going to be all right. Like, basically you covered everything. That dog ain't going nowhere. Just run. You got to do that, you guys. You got to do that inner child check-in, because that is where all of your stagnancy resides. It ain't in this. It's not in your job. It's not in your marriage. It's not in your friendships. It's not in none of that. It comes from where it all started. Okay. All those things may be the case now, but that ain't where it came from. That's not where it came from. It came from that inner child. So you got to keep checking in with your inner child. You got to keep checking in. When you notice things about yourself in this reality, you got to go back and say, well, where did this come from? Why am I like this? And your inner child will say, hey, let me talk to you. Here I am. I got some words for you. Let me let you know why you're like that. And honey, in this new frequency, you're going to start having memories, remembrances, all that's going to start coming to the forefront to get you aware of why you are feeling or being the way you are in this moment. But you got to be doing a conscious check-in to be in an awareness of that, so that you can start it, so that you can address these things. Okay. All right. So when we are doing our inner check-in with our inner child, well, wait, before I do that, let me look at the comments first, because I don't want to get too far off. Natasha said, yes, older sister of brothers, life became a whole mini parent. Absolutely. I think a lot of us were like that in our era. Were we the latchkey kids? I think we were the ones that let ourselves in. We went to school, let ourselves in. We cooked something to eat till our parents came home. We were the parents, kind of, sort of, if you had multiple siblings. And so that's imprinted in us. That is part of our belief system that we are trying to heal from now. It kind of stunted our childhood a little bit and our ability to be free and to be like children. Yes, I was put in a position as if I were the mother of my younger brother and I was a child myself. Needless to say, it affected my adult life. Yeah, it has positives and negatives. Okay. I just kind of talked about the negatives, but the positive is I'm mature. I was older than my age all the time. And I was very responsible. See, so it has the pros. It has the pros too. But those traumas, those things hit now. They hit a little differently. Natasha's, I was thinking the same thing, okay. And so, hola to you too. Hello. So we have to recognize when we're doing these check-ins, you're not checking in with your adult self. You're checking in with your inner child. That's the mic drop for you guys, because we're not doing that. Most people, when they do check-ins, they do check-ins in their current reality, their job, their friends, their relationships, don't do that part. Don't do that one. Go back. And when you go back, you're going to affect what's happening now. Same thing as we're doing with the timeline shift. Okay. Except we're going ahead to help this current reality. But to help this current reality, we got to go back. We're going back to our inner child and healing some things. So it's like a continuum. You see how this works? And so after you're doing these check-ins, you're going to start commanding your intentions to like a higher timeline, to the universe. Like you're going to start saying, okay, universe, honey, I done went back. I done talked to my inner child. I have released myself of all of that worry and concern and trying to always get ahead of things and be one step ahead. And I am ready to welcome in whatever it is you're trying to welcome in. Let's stay with the example I had, and let's just say millions in wealth. I am ready to welcome in multi-millions and to have the life I desire. I'm starting to command the intentions now. I'm telling the universe, hey, I recognize this is what's been holding me up. Look, I'm hitting it. I'm addressing it. I got the momentum going. I'm putting some things in action. I'm checking in with my inner child. I'm like checking it off the list as I go. You can start bringing it to me. You can start working it out, how it's going to come. I'm ready. I'm open. Here I am. I'm in receiving mode. Have you guys heard that before when you're trying to manifest? So many people, different people out there will tell you to get into receiving mode. And then in your mind, you go, I am in receiving mode. I want it. I'm waiting on it. That ain't what receiving mode means. Receiving mode means I have recognized what has been keeping me or hindering me from getting these things. I am going and I am kind of addressing and rectifying these things. And I can feel it because it feels different. I can see it because it's affecting me different. I know it because things are happening different. I am ready. I am open. I welcome it now. I am in receiving mode. Give it to me. Give it to me. How you going to give it to me? That's getting in receiving mode. And that takes a lot of accountability on your part. That takes a lot of awareness on your part. And that takes a lot of forgiving and healing yourself. Those three things are sometimes so difficult for people to do because they don't want to go back. They don't want to go back to where it all started. They don't. And then once they do go back, they want to blame somebody else for why they are the way they are. See, in the example I just used with you guys, I could have blamed my mother. She was a single parent mother. I could have been like, oh, she made me raise my brother. Oh, it wasn't, no, I'm not blaming nobody. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm going to that little girl myself who had the experience that caused an outcome that is now affecting me now. Has nothing to do with my mother, nothing to do with her at all. I'm taking accountability for my experience and how my experience made me feel, not anything or the circumstances that caused me to feel that way. That's not it. And that's where people get lost, because I can't tell you in my sessions how many times people come in with a laundry list of things in their life that they need to heal that are other people's fault. Oh, I was molested. Oh, I can't stand my uncle because he took advantage of me, blah, 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 blah. Absolutely, he did. Was that wrong? Absolutely. Should he have done it? Absolutely not. But your uncle isn't the one that is carrying the energy that is causing you to repel your desires. You are. So you got to go back. You got to go back to that circumstance and situation. And you have to say, my uncle is doing something to me that is not acceptable, not morally tolerable to me, and it hurts me deeply. I cannot change my uncle's actions. However, I can change how I respond to them. I can do that now, even though it happened years ago. I can do that. I can go back. And I can tell myself, however old you were when it happened, it's not your responsibility. It's not your fault. It is part of your experience. What is this feeling that you have in this moment doing to you and your evolution? And how will it affect you as you go down the line in the rest of your journey on this earth? How can you take that feeling and transmute it to your highest good, and in a way where you can use it as power and not pain? You got to go back to do it. And so when you do that, you're starting to cause the timelines to shift. Do you see? You're changing the timeline, because when you go back, you're changing your feelings and your response to what happened. So it's a reciprocal effect. It goes do all the way down the timeline until things start rearranging. Okay? But you got to go back, and you cannot place blame. When you do blame, you're in that system, that matrix system, the one that was created for that. It was created for lack. It was created for blame, guilt, hurt, all them low vibrational frequencies. That's what it was created for. It was created to bring those to your awareness. But once they come to your awareness and you flip it, you out of the system, and you're shifting the timelines. Haley says, can we still manifest what we want if our soul contract is not to experience it? Listen to what you said. Can we manifest if our soul contract does not have it in it to experience it? You ain't going to experience it if it's not in your contract. So your contract was designed with a framework, okay? And how you do it down here, it can vary in terms of, we know, your free will and the logistics of it, but the content is the same. So let's use my example I just did. So I hate to use the molestation one, but I don't know why that's at my forefront. Somebody on this live or on the replay must have dealt with this, because that was the first thing that came to my mind. And usually spirit will do that because it's somebody that needs to hear this. So let's use the molestation one. So that's on your contract. That's in the contract that will take place. That will absolutely positively take place. Now, how it takes place could vary. I used the example where it was somebody's uncle, right, that molested them. Let's say that when that moment was supposed to happen, it didn't. Well, it'll come back in another way. It could be the neighbor, or it could be whatever, but it's going to happen. You see, because it's on the blueprint that particular action is probably going to happen. Now, let's back it up. Let me really get you deep into this soul contract thing. Let's say your soul contract is to learn forgiveness. Okay. And you just say, when you design your contract, I just want to learn forgiveness. Let me get down there. Let me get into this experience and let me figure it out. Let me just navigate and with some guidance. You guys guide me, but I know that ultimately my soul knows I gotta experience forgiveness. So you can leave it open to how you experience it down here, but the goal is forgiveness. Different situations will be set up on your path so that you can encounter situations where you have to forgive. You see? So it could go that way too. It could be just that general term forgiveness, and then you get down here and it gets a little more kind of open and variations, but you're going to get that forgiveness lesson somewhere in there. So for a lot of people, I'm getting off topic, but that's okay, because I think you guys, this is a topic a lot of people like to know about, soul contracts, which I did a video on, but we'll go back and we'll review this a little bit. A lot of people don't realize, like, when you have everything, when I look at people or when I meet people and I see their circumstances, I'm not looking at them, I'm looking at their soul and what their soul contract was. So like, for example, if you have an elderly or handicapped child, okay, come on parents, there's some parents on here with handicapped children. Your soul contract may be in a previous life. Let's just say maybe in a previous life. Let's say in a previous life, you killed a person. Okay. So in this life, you would think, well, somebody gonna kill you, right? You would think that's how it's gonna go, but that's not beneficial, because that just keeps the karmic wheel going. You know, you kill me, I kill you, you kill me. No. So to stop the karmic wheel, you would sign up to maybe take care of a person, like a handicapped or disabled person, for their whole entire life, like dedicate your life to helping and assisting someone else who is in need or who can't take care of themselves, as a means of satisfying that karmic debt of killing somebody in a previous life. See? So I'm always looking and analyzing what people's souls have done in different lives when I meet them, because I can tell it from where you are in your journey and what you're doing. Haley says, sometimes I have a hard time deciphering if I'm manifesting in the wrong way or if it's really not meant for me. There is no wrong way. Haley, there is no wrong way to manifest. If what you desire has not appeared in your energy field yet, it means that you are not lined up with what you desire. So like I use the example of women who always come to me saying, you know, I'm trying to, or men too, I want to get married, or I want to, you know, get a significant other. And I said, no, you don't. And they said, well, yes, I do. And I'm like, you can't, because what you desire, what you want, the universe doesn't recognize what you want. It recognizes what you are, who you are. And so nothing about you is showing the universe that you want a person, that you desire being with someone. And they're like, well, what do you mean? I said, but you don't need, and I said, well, let me explain what I mean. You don't even know how to say no to your mother, your children, or your friends. They're like, well, what do that have to do with me desiring to be with somebody? The universe is saying, you're showing us that you don't even know how to do what's best for you. You don't even know how to recognize when you are at your breaking point and your limit. You don't know how to recognize like when you are violating your own principles and your own awareness and your own alignment. That doesn't say, oh, bring me somebody to me. That says, oh, push that away because I'm not ready, because I'm in a place of trying to discover me, not nobody else. So you're showing the universe, I'm trying to discover me. And so the universe is going to let you discover you and get to know you. Do you see? You see how you can't attract someone into your energy field or your life when you're repelling out and projecting, I'm working on me. You see? So I always know when people say that they're trying to manifest something or they're trying to get something, I always got to point them back to them. And there is no wrong way. The way is being aware of what signal you're sending out to the universe. What signal? Cindy says, when we rise above the action, negativity, and become an observer, we are able to move past the back and forth in the karmic wheel. Absolutely, absolutely. The only thing I'm going to add to that is sometimes when we're in the karmic wheel, it takes more than observing. It takes action on our parts. And I say that because I have watched myself all my life be like a caregiver or a mother figure or just a responsible person to all beings, like not just family members, but coworkers, patients I work with, like everybody across the board. I had to make the conscious effort and intention to be in a place of awareness of how I need to value my energy and my time, how I need to prioritize who and what gets my attention and my energy, and how I made the initiations to put that energy in motion so that I can send out that signal to others so that they will be in an awareness of what not to expect from me. And I couldn't do that from an observation place. I had to break that karmic cycle by doing some intensive actions to change the karmic wheel. But all overall, Cindy, I agree with being a active or neutral observer or just looking. That is part of it. But sometimes you got to get up in there and you got to take some intention and some steps to make some things change in the karmic patterns. Okay. All right. One thing that you guys need, that we should all be doing now, is we're shifting timelines. This may sound selfish, but this is the new reality. You need to focus on your own energy and not what's going on in others' lives. I'm going to say that again. You need to focus on your energy and not what's going on in others' lives. See, we've been conditioned and we've had belief systems that have taught us the reverse. Do unto others as you will have them do unto you. That's perfect, right? It's better to give than to receive. Ain't that how we've been taught? We've been taught all of these ways of being that puts us in the background, that puts us at the bottom of the priority. But now we're shifting. We're shifting with the frequency and the energy, and we're saying, hey, get more in tune to what's going on inside of you instead of what's going on outside of you. Okay? Fix and get in touch with this, and then it will radiate and move outward. And so that's hard for a lot of us. That was hard for me, especially when you are someone who has grew up in the mindset of caregiver mode. It's hard to turn off what's going on in other people's lives because you're so used to being tapped in. You got to tap out now. You can have somebody over here that is abusing themselves with drugs, and you just can't take it, and you want to put them in a program, you want to help them, you want to bring them to your house, you want to lock them up. No, you can't do that. You can't. Let them go through it. You may have somebody that you're living with, a spouse, where you're going, oh my God, he smokes so much. I wish he stopped smoking. Doctor said he's gonna get lung cancer if he don't stop. Blah. Let them go through it. You got to start recognizing the journey, and not putting up or putting out energy where it's being met with resistance. Do you understand that? It's okay to be concerned. It's okay to share your concern and your feelings, but when you're met with resistance, stop. It's time to stop and to focus on your inner self and why you feel the need to continue to move forward in somebody else's life. That's a childhood trauma, an inner child wound you need to get back to. Because see, that's an inner child characteristic that has carried over into your adult life. So you got to go back. You got to tell that child, look, you only responsible for you. You a child. You ain't even responsible for you. Your parents are. Stay in your child mind and enjoy this time of being a child, because you won't be it forever. You got to go back. And that will teach the current you how to release, let go, be in the moment, and be happy and content with where you are in your journey and not getting involved in everybody else's. Okay. The other thing you need to do, stop being concerned with what others are doing. Learn how to leave the outer world alone. And this is a different context. So before I talk to you about being concerned about others in terms of caring and helping and what's going on with their lives and trying to help, help enhance their lives. But now let's do something else. You can't be worried about, because Joe Blow over here just bought $1 million house. They the same age as you. Y'all went to school together. You don't have it. You still single in an apartment, or better yet, you live with your parents. You can't do that. Don't do it. You got to start looking at what's happening outside of you with this eye, this one right here. You see it? Y'all see it person through my forehead. You got to look at it with that one and say, oh, well, that's part of their journey. They got a nice multi-million-dollar house. They got somebody to love. Oh, that's great. I wonder what life lessons they're learning or what they blueprints say. Because I know what mine says, and I know I'm actively working and moving in the direction of it because I'm aware of it. So don't try to keep up with other people. Can't do that now. We never could do it, but we thought we could. We always tried to compete. But that was that third dimensional energy, that survival mode, that fight or flight. That was, by any means necessary, do what you got to do. That was the energy we were in. We're not in it. We're in the energy of, oh, you're doing well. You have someone you love in your life. You have a multi-million-dollar house. I'm happy for you. I love it, because we're now in an awareness of, if that person is living their life desires and dreams, guess what? That's a reflection. It's reflecting back to me where I'm headed, because that's all this is a reflection, a reflective reality. So what I'm seeing is a snapshot of what is coming to me. You see, because we're aware of that now. So we don't need to be worried about other people, right? Do you have any thoughts on the alarm that's going off on Wednesday? No, not getting into that. Not even going into that system and the matrix. I look at it as the universe showing me stuff to see what I do like and don't like that I can picture for myself. That's excellent. I love that way too. Look at it as the universe giving you a snapshot. Hey, this is what you said you wanted. Let me give you a glimpse into what it looks like. And then the universe will start showing you it ain't what you think. Things ain't like what you seem. Let me give you a up close look at this thing. So then you can go, ooh, well, wait a minute. Well, when I do it, I think I want it to be like this. Or then you can start rearranging and organizing, because the universe is showing it to you. We're working on it. We got your request and we're actively moving it to you. But we just want you to see this first while we're doing it. So you gotta look at your life's experiences and things that are happening as the universe communicating back to you, because that's all it is. Everything you're seeing and experiencing is the universe communicating back to you. It's always communicating back to you. That's the whole point of the universe, is to be your point of reference. That's why we have it. So that while you're navigating, you have some clue and some awareness in terms of what you're doing, where you're at, what's going on, and things like that. But we didn't know that at first. I don't even think we paid in the third dimension. I don't think we thought about the universe in any other way except space, or where spaceships are, or aliens, and we just left it at that. We did not realize the intricate part that the universe plays in our time here, because we didn't realize we were in school. We were in Earth school, and that the universe is the classroom. Once you get that awareness, you automatically shift the timeline. You automatically shut down part of this system, because you're now operating outside of it, theoretically, with your awareness. You see? Questions? Successful Trillionaire says, feeling the unknown is an interesting journey. Absolutely. That was the whole point of it. The whole point of your agreement in coming here was, guess what? You're not going to remember anything. It's all going to be wiped out. Let's see how well you can navigate by using your what? Inner light. That's the whole point of it. And you said, oh, this is going to be easy because I know I'm equipped. I know I'm armed. I know that I'm all wise, full of wisdom. I have everything that I need. I'm good. Let's go. Game time. And then you get down here and then you're like, oh, I don't like it here. Oh, I'm tired of being broke, or, I hate it, or you get all that and you forget until what? Till that light, that light activates in you, and then it's on then, because then the GPS is calibrated and ready to go. Corinne says, I've been putting a lot of people before me, but now I have to fill my gallon of water up for myself so I can fill other people's cup up. Well, that's beautiful. That is wonderful. Wonderful. I love your outlook. I am kind of almost feeling myself getting a little selfish now. Let me tell you why. Because I feel, I'm over 50. I'm 51 now. So to me, I'm half a century older. Even though we don't go by age, but I'm going to say I've been here long enough on this planet, this go round, to say enough is enough. I am in an awareness now of who I am and all that I'm capable and able of doing, and doggone it, I want to do it. You'll get yours. You'll figure it out. You'll navigate. You're in a higher frequency. You'll get guidance. You got a spirit team just like I do. And so I no longer feel responsible for others' journey, especially not others who are not in an awareness. I don't feel responsibility for that, because I recognize that is not my position, nor any other human's position to do that. We were never meant to come down here and to try to manipulate someone else's journey or guide them where they need to go and do. That was never in the agreement. But our egos as humans made it, our responsibility. Nope. Because I understand what this is. And I understand that this is an advanced grid, and we are literally having an experience, AKA a game-like sequence. And so now I'm in the awareness, let everybody play the game. Play it how you want to play it. What feels right for you. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not. Do your thing, because your blueprint is not my blueprint. So why am I trying to organize it, right? So you probably say, well, Dawn, if that's how you feel, girl, how you doing these sessions? How you coaching? Because I recognize that while I'm here during this time of ascension and growth, I signed up to assist those who are in an awareness and who are seeking, that's key right there, who are seeking guidance and assistance, to help them in any way that I can. because it's not fair for me to have this knowledge and awareness and not share it because we're all one. Now, the key word to that is people who are seeking assistance. I don't go out trying to tell people how they need to live or should live or what's right and what's wrong or what dimension they're in and what dimension I'm in and what. I don't do any of that. No, 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 no. I engage and assist those beings whose spirit brings and aligns with me and to me to assist. See, that's a lot of our problem. A lot of us get awakened and we got to go out and try to awaken the world. We got to tell people how they doing right or wrong and what they should be doing and could be doing. And we start judging. No. I'm not on that timeline. So y'all never have to worry about me doing that. I will not. And that's what you should be looking for. You should be looking actively or being guided to beings who are redirecting you back to you and not to them. Okay. I say that to you guys all the time, but I get people in my sessions who will say, like, I think just today, I had a young lady and her spirit guides were giving her information. They were saying something. She was like, well, that's what the reader last month said. And then the quantum healer that I went to Saturday, she said something similar. And I'm like, girl, you done been to 4 people. What are you looking for? What are you searching for that you got to go to all these different outside people? And then most of the time, in every instance, she's getting confirmation. So it's like you keep hearing the confirmations. Now act on them. Do something with it. And so her spirit guides told me to tell her, don't you go nowhere else. Don't stop. That's it. No more people. So I say this to say, when you're on your spiritual journey, and you are actively seeking information, spirit, your team, they're going to guide you. They're going to guide you to the people who are able to assist you based on where you are in your awareness. They're going to do that. But then look, it's up to you to determine, because remember, you got free will. They just guide you. You say you're seeking information on it, they're going to guide you there. They're just going to keep guiding you wherever you want to go. But at some point, you got to step into your awareness and your ability to say, okay, enough is enough. I don't need 5 or 6 outside people telling me about me. I got enough now. Now I can go within and I can do what I need to do to create the life I desire. That comes from you. A spirit guide is not going to do that. The only reason that spirit guide told me to reiterate to her not to go anywhere else, like this was enough, 4 was enough, is because I had to, well, without getting into too much details about her personal life, she was contemplating doing something to be able to pay for, another session with somebody, and her spirit team was basically saying, stop, don't do that just to get that. So that's the reason I shared it with her. But they don't usually tell you, stop, don't do this, don't go there. No, you say you need someone to help you heal your childhood, inner child. They're going to guide you to someone who is in alignment with helping you where you are. Haley says, service to others, bless you. Successful Trillionaire says, I've always been selfish. I think you mean selfish. I've always been selfish with my time and energy. Universe and spirit guides me to be a little better with my energy around others and loved ones. That's good. That is good for you, that you were in an awareness that, hey, I got to keep myself together before I can be of assistance to you. Some of us got to learn that. Some of us have to go through life experiences that keep teaching us that, like me, to get to that point. But if you came like that, that's good. I'm surprised you weren't met with resistance, with people saying you selfish, you all about yourself, or because that's what we used to do, right? Well, we still kind of do it, but the planet is such in a healing state right now. We all are more aware that we're all getting into ourselves, trying to get ourselves together, and it's okay. Nobody don't look selfish no more. We look like we are into our self-care now. Elisa says, I heard someone once say, think of the unknown as endless possibilities. Instead, it's helped. Absolutely. That's good. The unknown is endless possibilities. So you don't have to be afraid because you don't know what's coming next. You can look at it as There's a multitude of different ways that this can go. So let me just go on and go through it. And whatever outcome happens, I know it's for my highest good. You absolutely could do that. Everything that you do, you guys, everything that you do is about perspective. It's all how you look at it, all how you perceive it, all how you utilize it. And so once you get into that awareness, all things are working for your good. Everything is always lining up to assist you. No way that you're being guided is the wrong way. It changes and shifts you, shifts the momentum, the frequency, the timeline. It shifts you. But as long as you guys are trying to plan and predict and manipulate yourself and create what's going to happen next and do it's you're putting up such a big wall between you and what you're manifesting. Okay. Any more questions? Peter says, can our actions in the now, for example, like forgiveness, change negative moments in our past? Absolutely, because you're healing scars, soul scars and imprints that have affected your soul on this timeline, the previous timeline, the timeline ahead, like all of that. All of these timelines are working together based on what you're doing in that particular timeline. So I told you guys on the one episode that I talked to myself on another timeline that is, baby, she's doing the thing. She is like world renowned. She is like a big time public speaker. Like she's in high demand. She travels a lot. She holds retreats. Like she is doing the thing. I am always reaching out to her and talking to her. And she's always telling me, like I just told you guys, she's always assisting me with tips to help me in the now. She said, and I told you guys, this is how that intuition course came to be. She said, your whole essence of who you are is getting people to tap into their intuition. She says, that's all you do is promote that with your clients. You literally tell them, hey, you're not going to need me forever. You're going to connect to your intuition. She says, but I don't see where you've taught that. And I said, but I taught how to connect with your spirit guides. She said, but how good did that go? She said, because you can't connect with the spirit guides continuously until you're forever locked into your intuition. So go backwards, go back to the intuition. She says, matter of fact, when you go back to the intuition and teaching that, don't charge the people. No. Make the energy exchange be their presence. Make the energy exchange be their presence. She says, and you will magnify and light up your energy field and timeline just through that one little thing. And so you guys, I am the intuition. I don't call myself a guru, but that's what I do. That's who I am. I'm a mystic who taps into her intuition and her higher self to communicate with the spiritual realm. That's who I am. And so my focus has always been to teach you guys how to tap into the spiritual realm, but I didn't go back to the basics, which is intuition. See how my other self helped me? Because my timeline that I was on, I wasn't even thinking about that. I wasn't even on that, but she shifted me. She shifted me just by giving me that piece of information. And so I know somebody out there gonna be like, well, how you talk to her? I talk to her in my sleep. If you want to know, she comes to me in my sleep, as yours do, as your higher self or your future selves or your other selves on different planes, they come to you in your sleep. So be mindful and aware of that. I intentionally set my sleep cycles and my sleeps. That's a word. Set my sleep according to sometimes information that I need. If I need to talk to, one of my selves on a different plane, I'll do that. If I need to talk to a being, higher dimensional being, I'll do that. If I need some assistance with my intuition, sometimes I feel like I may be a little disconnected sometimes. And I'd be like, oh, it's hard for me to get information. I'm pulling. What's wrong? Show me what's disconnect. I'll ask and I'll get kind of like a tune-up in my sleep, or an oil change, if you will. You guys got to get used to that spiritual realm and connecting with yourself, beings, higher beings, spirit. That is your reality. You're actually in your reality when you're asleep. Your sleep state is your real reality. When you awake, you're actually asleep, if that makes sense. You're asleep right now watching this. This is not real. When you go to sleep, you go to your real state, the astral realm. That's your real existence. I'm getting a little, y'all, I'm on 5 different topics tonight, ain't I? Ooh-wee. I'm trying. Hutch says my mic is perfect. Thank goodness. Thank gosh. That was a concern. Cindy says, I want to learn how to do that. Contact ourselves. Well, guess what, Cindy? I'm not promoting it, but I am promoted. That's what I do in my mentoring sessions. My mentoring plans are for that. It's time for you to go deeper when it's time to be mentored. And that's why on my website, I let people know you have to have a spiritual coaching session first. But then I also gotta let you guys know I have to allow you to be mentored by me. I don't take everybody because that is something that I hold dear to me. That's why that was the other thing my future self told me to do. She said, start allowing the people who want to go deeper, the people who are hungry for more, the people who are constantly being guided to you to get more specific one-on-one instruction that is tailored and for them. See, I wasn't doing that before. I looked at all of you guys as, if I give this information at some point, if they're not there, they'll get it and they'll run with it. Can't do that. Can't do that. It was time to individualize things. So that's part of my new timeline, So you'll know you're on a new timeline when you start doing things differently because your awareness becomes different. You see? That's a good way for you guys to know when you switch timelines. Okay. Questions? Any more questions? Oh, I love this talk tonight. This was really good. Really, really good. And I was hesitant on this because I said, oh, we kind of talked about self-check-ins already, but Spirit said, you ain't talk about it like this. And so I see now where we were going with this and why this new way of looking at it and speaking on it was needed at this point in the journey, because a lot of you are at this point. You're at this point where these check-ins are needed because a lot of you are feeling stagnant. Okay, if this video, come on, if you guys are getting information that resonates with you, click that like button. Please click. Also, I want you guys to know, I'm not trying to beg, but I want to bring to your awareness my little dollar symbol at the bottom, because YouTube has made me aware that I am eligible to monetize and that I may need to use it, because if I don't use it, they may take it. And they ain't gonna take it because I worked hard to get these subscribers so I could be eligible, y'all, for this stuff. I look at some of the other channels and I know that I am existing solely by my message that I'm giving, because my appearance, my aesthetics, the editing, the presentation of my platform is nothing like a lot of the other people out there who are doing the thing that look like they are on networks. So I am very well aware that I can do what Dawn can do and stay steady with my message. And my message will be the thing that will get me through. Not so much the aesthetics and all the oohs and the ahs, but I'm staying with my spirit guided message. And that seems to be doing well for me. As I told you before, you can't be concerned with what everybody else is doing. You got to get in your lane, do what feels comfortable and right for you, and everything will fall. It'll fall in place. Elisa says, does your other self look like you in your dream? How did you know it was her? I'm working on doing that in my dreams. Girl, let me tell you how she looks. She looks like the epitome of what I want to be. Every time I see her, she shows up in a white suit, baby. And she's dressed to the nine from the head to the toe. And every time I see her, she sashays right on by and sits down right in front of me. She's always together. She has no insecurities. And that's because thank you, Peter. That is because she is me. what I'm aspiring to be. And subconsciously, when I see her, I'm aware this is what I'm holding in me, because I'm projecting outward into her visual presentation to me. And so she looks exactly like me, but a much leaner, thinner, more put together physique than I feel I have. But she's always dressed in a white suit, always in a white suit. And I even asked her, I said, do you ever come out that suit? You couldn't possibly, be working all the time. She said, the suit makes me feel good. And so I know that I created her. That's my alter ego, so to speak. So when you see some people, it doesn't work like that in your dreams. I have a client who her higher self or her other self appears as a little girl. It's a little girl in her dream. And so when she talks to the little girl gives her wisdom, gives her guidance, gives her comfort. It all depends on what your subconscious is dealing with in terms of where you are in your journey. That's very important. You could appear as a man. You could appear as another race. You could appear as an animal. It's all in what connects with what's being healed with you subconsciously. But we say celebrate. Look, it say celebrate. Yay, let me celebrate, Peter. I got to follow what YouTube say do, because I don't know what that means. When I meditate and do breath work, I feel kind of lightheaded and airy, if that makes sense. And then I get scared and stop. Do you have any guidance to give me on that? Why would you stop? Now, let's talk about this, because everything we do, if it's unfamiliar to us, we get afraid, right? Because that's what fear is. Lack of awareness to something. That's what it's built off of. I want you to take what happens to you, the lightheadedness and the airiness that you feel, and I want you to flip it. You've already jumped to a negative association with that instead of a positive, because I would be looking at, oh, I am ascending. I am releasing so much trauma and so much heavy energy that I'm getting lightheaded because so much is coming up and out and being transmuted back into the universe. Like I am feeling light, like I am getting into my light body, and I can like float almost. Like, why? The fact that you went to the fear factor shows where your frequency is, shows where your awareness is. Because I never would have perceived that as anything bad. Not at all. You see the difference? So everything that you do, you got to learn this now. Everything that you do is how you perceive it. How you perceive it is what the frequency will give you or show you. But that's actually a good thing. I tell people when they meditate, if you get lightheaded, if you start kind of rocking a little bit, if you get a headache, if you get, those are good signs. Those are connections to energy. You are in a human body. And so when energy comes to you, through you, around you, your human body will respond. And so that's a good thing. That is a wonderful thing. I love that though. I love that. Any more questions or experiences that you guys want to share? Okay. I think we have covered quite a bit tonight. Quite a bit, right? As it relates to you guys understanding how to shift timelines, how to be responsible for going back to your inner child, to address and to, I hate to always say heal because people don't get healed, just address and change the perception that you had that is causing you to have some things happen or to feel a certain way in this current reality. Oh, it says laugh out loud. Funny you mentioned the rocking. My whole body rocks and sways when I meditate each time. Yeah, that's that Kundalini will do that. It'll get you rocking, moving. That's a good thing. That's a wonderful thing. And so getting back to what I was saying, we need to stay in awareness of that, because you're going to be constantly, this is not something you're going to stop doing. I just told you, I just did it Saturday. You're going to do this all the time so that you stay in your higher timeline or move towards your higher timeline, and don't get caught up in the cause and effect kind of paradigm, so that you're always shifting and moving intentionally. When I open my eyes, when I'm done meditating, my vision gets really dark. Is that a sign too? My clairvoyance upgrading. Everybody has different signs based on who they are. I could tell you, yeah, that is a sign, but for somebody else, it may not be a sign. So you have to look at what you just asked, use your clairvoyance upgrading, and see, is your clairvoyance upgrading? Are you starting to be able to see more as it relates to your clairvoyance? You got to answer that. You have to, because that's an experience specific to you in that moment. Any more questions? Because you guys have been good tonight. You have been chatting. I love it. If you came on here late, oh, Cindy says, I can't wait to catch the replay. Thank you. You are so welcome. Thank you for your participation. I love the comments, the questions, Cindy. I can always count on you to throw a couple of some information here in the chat during the live. So I love that. Thank you so much. A lot of you I can count on with the questions and the comments. Thanks, Corinne. Thank you, not just on this platform, but on Instagram as well. Very active and present. Love you. Lots. All of you guys are very present, and I appreciate that. That's what keeps me going and moving. I want to let you guys know, for those of you who came in late, next Monday, I'm going to have a guest. I'm not telling you who this person is, but I just want to let you guys know that this person is coming as a result of all of the comments I got when I reposted this person's kind of video. I got comments on the video, then DMs. And so I said, you know what? I got to reach out. And see if this person will come on my platform, because my followers are so into this person. I'm like, I got to do it. And so I did it. And that person said yes, and they're coming. So it's going to be good. I think when you guys see who she is, those of you who follow me on Instagram, well, on all platforms, because I put the video on all platforms, but Instagram is where it showed up the most. But you guys just come. I think you'll like it. We try to go real mystical here on Mystical Monday. We cover mystical, spiritual, and quantum. We get all of it. And I like to bring people from those areas to talk to you guys, because all of those areas are essential to your evolution here on this planet as you ascend to this next dimension. Okay. So look for that next Monday. And then tomorrow I'm going to be on Instagram. You know, Instagram, I usually do live spiritual readings, but last week it got kind of interesting. For those of you who are on there, I didn't do so many readings as we did a lot of chit chatting. We did a lot of talking kind of about things that people were experiencing, going through, questions that they had as it relates to Ascension. So just show up. And that's on Instagram at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Discovering Your Inner Light. Who knows where we're going tomorrow and what we're doing, but I show up as Spirit allows me to show up, and to be of service in whatever capacity I can be of service in. Lazarus, I'm coming to you in just a second. I just want to let you guys know as well, if you are interested in one-on-one spiritual coaching sessions, make sure you get to my website, www.discoveringyourinnerlight.com. Click on spiritual coaching session. I'm putting together something else. I used to offer intuitive guidance, but I took it down because, but now I'm restructuring some things, and I might add that and add some little perks to that. So that's to come. And then in my mentoring plan, if you're interested in that, please go to the website, read about it, see what it is. In a nutshell, it basically is an individualized plan based for you, based on where you are in your journey. It's a 3-month program. And you have to commit to 5 sessions over these 3 months. And it usually comes out to every 2 weeks. We meet, and I'm meeting with your spirit team as I meet with you, and they're directing you and guiding you on your studies, okay? Not on your studies, but on your journey in this plan, in this program. So it's this much of me and this much of your spirit team that is working with you one-on-one. I'm just the one in the middle. You know me, I'm just the messenger. So that's the mentoring plan. And then what else did I want to say, you guys? Oh, don't forget. So you know the intuition class that I spoke of, the free online course. A couple of things I'm going to make sure I point out to people is that it will be no replay. So if you're not able to attend this session, you have to wait till I do it again, but it will not be a replay available, and you will not be able to come in there anytime you like. I give everybody maybe 10 minutes tops to get in there. And then I'm going to get going. Once I get going, you ain't getting in. You will not get in. I will not admit you into this class once I get going. See, I don't do that. A lot of people let you just come on in whenever you want. No, no, no. That ain't how Dawn do it. So I'm going to make sure I post that as we lead up to October 21st. So people are aware of that, because I take these classes very seriously. That's why I don't do audio recorded classes like most people. They record them, put them on their website or on their links, and you can pay and watch them and do it. No, my stuff is in the spiritual moment, in the element, in that moment. Okay. Because I got to work in the moment, because I don't know who I'm dealing with till I get on that screen. So got to let you guys know that. So if you're interested in that, click the link in the bio, sign up for the free course. I would encourage you to sign up for it, even if you think you may not come, because I'm going to shut it down at 100 people. I'm going to shut it down at 100 people. And I think I'm at 70 now. And we got 2 more weeks to go before the course. So who knows? I'm sure I'll get 30 people maybe in those 2 weeks, but I'm going to shut it down at 100 people. Because I am. Because people probably say, well, why? You can have as many as you want, but I'm gonna shut it down at 100. So I encourage you guys to do that. And then Lazarus, I see your question. How does rocking consider as a feeling of energy, and how to not get distracted from it and continue to meditate with it? How does rocking consider? So rocking is a sign of the energetic exchange when you're meditating, your body reacting to the energy that it is receiving. And you said how to not get distracted and continue to meditate with it. You should be in a relaxed state while you're rocking. That should keep you going, because you wouldn't be rocking if it was disrupted, if that makes sense. So if you're in a rocking type movement when you're meditating, you're in a flow, you're in a relaxed state. You shouldn't get distracted, because that whole system is responding to the energy waves. And if you get distracted, then stop and just meditate later. It's just that simple. You guys make this too hard and too difficult. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Natasha, you say you're going back to rewatch. Oh, girl, you better stop. Baby Natasha, you watched the videos once, because it showed me that you liked all of them, and I appreciate that when you watched them. But if you feel like you need to go back, girl, by all means, go ahead and go back. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. If that is it for you guys tonight, you have been wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for coming to Mystical Monday, and thank you guys for my feedback, so I knew about my microphone. I appreciate that. Yay.